Last year, they finished second in the league, and many predict that they will be Liverpool's closest challengers this coming season. However, the transfer window hasn't started as well as many of their fans would have hoped, and Liverpool have had a blistering start to the window. However, everything can change between now and the end of August. I'm here with the main man, Halftime Hooks. Link is in the title, so go and subscribe to his channel. We're going to be speaking about transfer targets. It's the Arsenal edition. Let's get into it.
Shout out to Kopish.
Shout out to Kopish, guys.
Keep all the good work
the
up.
Two legends, Emil Heskey, Howard Gill. Can't get much better than that guy. Yeah. You know what to do now. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm with legends, guys.
Kopish.
Yes, lovely people. Hope you're all well. As we get behind the mic, please make sure you subscribe, comment, and like, and all that good stuff. Hooks, my bro, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. You know, preparing to fly out tomorrow. So.
Oh yes, you are in it.
Yeah. So busy, busy.
That's why the trim's looking so fresh. Okay, I see it now.
Yeah, man. Cause when I land in, you get me in the States. Yeah, you get me. Make sure I'm looking tip top. You know what I mean?
I hear it.
Kettle of fish over there. Yeah, you know what I mean. So yeah, man. So that I'm all good. And I hear your introduction. Yeah, like I don't know. I'm not unhappy or anything at the moment.
No, I know you're not. I know. This is why I wanted to bring you on, because I think you have a very different opinion to a lot of Arsenal fans in terms of how the window started, how the window's developing. And obviously the title of this is Sesko or Gyokeres. I know where you sit on this because we've done so many streams together on this. But I do want to start by breaking down the actual team. And I want to start with your expectations going into the window. Going into the window, which positions did you want Arsenal to target and why?
So, I mean, we can start with the obvious, striker, because, but for me, like, and I've said it a few times, it's not really about having a 9 because I feel like we need more volume of goals. It's more about, like, there's loads of moments where we're in games, and I think last season shows it with the 14 draws. Like, if we just had someone who is known for being clinical and can change, like, our fate in certain moments, that's what we need a 9 for. And I guess that kind of ties into why I've always been more on the side of Victor Gyokeres than any other striker, because he's put the ball in the back of the net more than anyone over the last 2 years. So I think that part's obvious. Like the left wing for me was another big one. And that's purely because, well, a few things. The first thing is we're very imbalanced. Like we rely on a lot of our outlet from the right-hand side. And I feel like that's because of a lack of quality on the left-hand side. Now, don't get me wrong. I think obviously, you know, Martinelli, Trossard, they're playing at the highest level you can in football. So they have to have some quality to be there, right? But I just don't think either of them.
Sorry,
I don't think either.
Big up, Igal. Hope you're well, bro.
Big up, Igal, man. Big up. I don't think either of them are of the quality for a team that wants to be winning the Premier League, or the Champions League, if that. Don't get me wrong. I feel like Martinelli probably more so can play a bigger part in us winning a trophy than Trossard, in my opinion. But that's because I feel like when you have someone who is so quick on transition, it's always you're gonna provide more problems, right? Yeah, of course. And I just think we need that kind of spark on the left hand. We just need that spark, man. Do you know what I mean? Like we need. I'm someone who believes a lot in like fear, if that makes sense. Like I remember, like when at least when I was growing up, like when I'm watching the games, like people were scared of Arsenal
100%
in the tunnel. Like in the tunnel, players were like, "Oh, look at they got Burkhardt, they got Henry, they got they got Pires, like, they got Campbell, they got Vieira, like." And they're already like, oh, what are we going to do? Like, I don't feel like Arsenal has that in abundance anymore. Like,
I think you have that with Saka.
Yeah.
And
I would say
Saka,
Saka,
Saliba, and
probably
Gabriel. Saka,
Gabriel.
Saliba, and Gabriel.
Yeah,
I say those are the three. Outside of that, I think you're right though.
yeah. So I feel like I enjoy it as well. Yeah. Now that Rodrigo's been dangled in front of me, yeah, like I need it. Like, you know what I mean? You can't dangle like Rodrigo in front of me and then by the way,
That's a bit of a pause still.
Oh yeah, it's a mad. Yeah, it's a mad.
That's out there. That's wild still. We'll let it run.
Yeah. We're all grown adults over here. You get me? And that may have made it even madder. But by the way, you can't tease me with Rodrigo and then I start the season and it's Martinelli or Trossard. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So don't get me wrong. I would like Liao. I would take. Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? I just want someone on the left-hand side who dribbles with their head up.
Yeah, got a bit X factor, right?
Yeah, X factor, because it's too hard on Saka at the moment.
Yes,
there's way too much responsibility on Saka being the one to provide something from the wider outlet. So
yeah,
that's why I feel like we need a left winger. You could even argue too. There's a world where I would potentially sell both of them and bring in two new left wingers.
Well, let me pause you there, bro. Because I was going to ask that question. Shout out to a gal. A gal said that he wouldn't be surprised if Martinelli was sold for a high fee. Could you not argue, though, that just given for the sake of this season, you'd bring in someone new and keep Martinelli? Martinelli knows the team. He's been around the squad. He's been around the team for a long time now. So having him there as rotation might potentially take some pressure off the new left winger, might even elevate Martinelli's game as well. Or do you just think that the time's kind of elapsed for both of him and Trossard now and you just would rather two new faces in the club?
So I would keep Martinelli if I could say wholeheartedly that Arteta's going to play him in a central role. I think left wing now, I think he's, at least in the Premier League, I think he's finished. Personally, this is my personal opinion. I don't think, don't get me wrong, he's a big game player. He scores in big games, all of that. I hear it. Cool. I feel like he's lost a bit of pace through all the injuries. Yeah. I feel like he's lost a lot of the confidence and the fearlessness that he's had in the past. And I feel like, I don't know, I feel like he's kind of, do you know when you feel like you're being overshadowed?
Yeah.
So then you start doing too much to like overcompensate for the fact that like you're not that guy, like you're not Saka. So now you're doing too much. I feel like I feel like something mentally, I don't know, like, but yeah, on the left wing, I don't think it's there for him anymore at Arsenal. The only other thing that, and this is the thing as well, Arsenal fans need to consider that I don't think that they really think about is outside of Martinelli, who's really generating money for us to like, he's one of the few assets that we could sell to really generate money to like go and do more in the window. Like, because let's not be it's not Football Manager. Like we can't
let's just call it, not everyone's as rich as Liverpool, isn't it? Like just
we're definitely richer than you, but like
I don't know.
We're definitely richer than
I know.
But, you know what I mean? But yeah, but even Liverpool, like you lot are still gonna have to sell.
Yeah, of course. We need to sell to make space in the squad now.
Yeah. Well, I think you still got space in your squad, but I mean,
no,
like,
we haven't. We're fully maxed out now.
I swear. Okay.
So
but you still need to like. Don't get me wrong. I know you guys didn't spend aside from Chiesa, which was chump change. You didn't spend anything last season, so you kind of have like you created more than a wiggle room to go and spend massive this summer, but you still need to consider things like you're going to have to sell later on down the line anyway, and selling now when there's longer periods on players' contracts will generate you more money because you're going to have to bring in more. Because look, like I personally think that you guys are going to, if not win the Prem, definitely be there and thereabouts. I think you'll definitely win a trophy next season. But let's just say worst case scenario, you spend all this money and you go the entire season and you win nothing. Yeah. Then
it's dark.
That could backfire.
It's dark.
It could backfire. And then you're in a scenario where, whatever plan that we have, didn't go to plan. So now we need to sell players, but now teams know that you're in a peak scenario. Like team scenarios can change overnight. Do you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, look, like I said, I feel like you guys are going to win. I wouldn't be surprised if you win the Champions League next season. Like I definitely think you're going to be, especially with the signings that you've made. Like I don't think people like.
It's starting to come around. I realized over the last week or so, you started to come around. You know, I kept on saying I'm gonna give Potts a Liverpool shirt, and obviously I can't give you one of mine because anyone who hasn't met Hooks is 6'9" in it, and he's built like a brick house. Like him and Lee are the two tallest people I've seen in my life. Like I'm just being real with everyone. So I will have to buy you a custom shirt, but I think we've got to make it happen. You know, because I feel like you're really starting to believe after all these months. Like it's time now. Like, look, I digress. two curveballs you've thrown in there though, which I wasn't expecting, was Martinelli playing central and selling assets. Now I want to bring up this comment from 12th Man. We call 12th Man Ghost because he owns bare bars in America. He's probably one of the richest people we know, so we call him Ghost, didn't it? He says, you have more than Martinelli as assets. You just have to open your mind to moving pieces that work for the future after Arteta. Could you have a point there? Because, again, I'm not saying to sell your Sakas, your Salibas, your Gabriels and all that. Ideally, you don't want to sell them. But is he right in saying that you don't just have Martinelli? You could sell a Havertz if you wanted to. You could sell an Ethan 1 year if he's not looking, or hear me out, if he's not looking to wait to get his place in the team from a Saka or Odegaard. Do you have to potentially sell some players that you don't want to sell in order to take the team to the next level, like we did with Coutinho, for example?
Yeah, but then it doesn't, like, I don't know, it's like cutting off my nose to spite my face, innit? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like if I, like, for example, I could sell Saliba, but then Saliba is super hard to replace. Do you know what I mean? Like, who really replaces Saliba? Like, we're talking about a defender that I don't know. I would go out and say he at least has the potential to be a generational centre back.
Yeah,
like it's not easy to find a generational centre back. Do you know what I mean? Like we've watched football for a long time. We haven't seen too many generational centre backs in our lifetime. So just sell one. And the thing is, how much realistically would Saliba sell for? Like,
I reckon at least 8 mil.
Yeah, 80. But what does 80 million really get you?
I think if you scout right, I think you can actually find replacements. I hate to say it, and it's going to sound really arrogant. Apart from maybe Virgil, Bastoni, I don't think there's any irreplaceable centre backs. Very hard to replace is your Salibas, your Gabriels, your Konates, etc. I don't think Saliba is irreplaceable. No, I think he would have to change. Do you honestly think he's? Because again, from outside looking in, I think Gabriel's the better centre back.
Okay, so Gabriel is the better centre back, but the type of defender that Saliba is irreplaceable. Like, it's like Van Dijk in the sense they're not men that just always diving in. Like, they're men that read the game and you get it, and they hold back and stay on their feet, and their presence. Like, these are like, look, cool. Arsenal could sell Saliba and go and buy Bastoni, but that's pretty much it's like for like, right? Like, you're selling Saliba for 80 million, you're buying Bastoni for 80 million. So then Arsenal are still in the same scenario of not having excess funds from selling their assets. Do you know what I mean? Like, maybe I worded it wrong, but when I say assets, I mean like players that we can sell that doesn't have a detriment on our ability to improve the squad. Like, because I could sell Saka.
Yeah,
I could, because you can sell anybody because everybody has a price, right? You know, the wars that I would go through with the club, if they did sell him, is a different story. But we can sell him because he is an asset and he can generate money. But what, you sell him from anywhere for, I don't know, 100 to 150 million, or somewhere in that region, depending on how he does next season. That could rise, it could go down, who knows? But now you got to replace Saka. So you're pretty much spending the exact same amount of money that you sold him for to replace him, because he's Saka. So it's pretty much a 1-for-1. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I could sell Gabriel. Now, Gabriel to Saudi, that's a nice deal. Because I could sell him to Saudi and then maybe bring in 2-3 players from what he generates, right? Saudi probably buy him for 70 M's cash. That's up front. Do you know what I mean? So that's a bit different. But there's not too much of that. Oh, cow and internet problems. So there's not too much of that across our squad. So yeah, cow's gone. He's back.
No, I'm back now. So my laptop just decided to do a bit of a mad one.
Yeah, I hear it. So yeah, I don't addressing that chat that came in. Like, I don't think that we have like too many. I don't think we have too many assets. And then on the Havertz thing, it's like, cool. We could sell Havertz, but Havertz is on. It's the same with Jesus. We could sell them, but they're on mad wages. So
it's gonna be hard to shift.
Yeah, hard to shift. Like, because no club's gonna want to pay 70 million on Havertz, but then match or increase his wages. So then it becomes a discussion with Arsenal of, like, we want to sign Havertz, but his wages are mad. So if you drop the asking price, we can do that. But then you drop the asking price, and then we're at a loss. So I don't know. Like, I don't think there's too much in our squad that we can sell that would, I don't know, maybe Miles Lewis-Kelly. But then now we're going into the realms of players that I don't want to sell.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So yeah, we need a CM. Back to your original question, we need a CM, which we brought in Zubi.
I don't even know who that is, bro. Is he any good?
Yeah, man, he's a baller. You know what I'm saying?
Decent. I've never really heard of him. I heard he was good, but never really.
But now Partey's going, so I need to find another midfielder.
Is he definitely going though? Because
well, I've seen is like 90%. But at this point, he's probably going, because from why I hear he's going, I don't think it's something that Arsenal will rectify. It's to do with, well, I think it's a culmination of things. So Partey wants more wages than what he's on now. We're not going to give him more wages than what he's on now.
Sorry for cutting you. What is he on at the moment?
200k a week. We're not going to give him. He's 32. We're not increasing your salary. Like, we're just not doing it. Like, it's something that like Berta's come in and realized, the way that Arsenal have moved with wages, by the way, killed it. That needs to stop immediately. And the other thing, which is mad, which Berta actually had to deal with once before, is his agent wants 10%.
Oh.
We're not giving him that.
Yeah, you can't do stuff.
Well, at least Berta's not. Like, if Edu was here, then maybe you get that. But Edu's not here, so you don't get that. We need a left back. Well,
surely defense is the one place in the field that you're right. Surely.
Well, I feel like we need a centre back, left back, centre. Someone that we're linked with quite heavily that I'm extremely happy with, Jarrell Hatto. That he solves it immediately. You buy him, can play LCB, can play LB, we're good. And then obviously the backup goalkeeper. Now that would have been for me. So I guess in more broader terms, a striker, a left winger, a centre mid, a defensive option, and a backup goalkeeper. And then anything after that would have been bonus. We're going into the bonus realms.
So what about players like a Calafiori, a Kivior? Would you look to move Kivior on potentially and solely have Calafiori as a centre back then if you're bringing in a Hatto?
It all depends on, like, for example, is Kivior happy to be a rotational option? If he is, I don't mind you staying. Is Calafiori happy to? Well, the Calafiori one's a bit tricky because if he's fully fit, does he just become our left back? And then does Arteta start looking at reintegrating Skelly back into the midfield, which was his position? Like, I feel like the left back thing caught all of us off guard because for the majority of his youth career, he's played centre mid. Okay. So I don't know. Like, look, Arsenal fans en masse, complain about squad depth. complain. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Finally,
Shout out to
man.
George.
Finally, man.
Big up
Finally.
George. Guys, subscribe to Durag Diaries. Big up
Like,
George.
en masse, Arsenal fans complain about squad depth. En masse, Arsenal fans complain about the bench. So I've got to keep players. Otherwise, both of those two things are still problems. There's still the again, we're not playing Football Manager. I can't just go and sign 12 players in one window. Do you get what I'm saying? So yeah, it's a tricky one. This window is a very tricky one for Arsenal, but we're moving in the right direction. So we'll see. We'll see.
All right. So I've got to get to a point of the show where it's the title now. I know who you'd like Arsenal to buy. It's Gyokeres. You made no secret of that. He's your favorite striker in world football, and you want him wearing the Arsenal badge over his chest. However, there's been so many conflicting reports over the last couple of weeks about who Berta wants, who Arteta wants, who the club want, who the club don't want. Is the club playing the two teams off against each other to see who can get a better deal? Who do you think Arsenal Football Club end up with, Sesko or Gyokeres?
I think we end up with Gyokeres. I'm now at a point now where I'm kind of like, ooh, it's like the pendulum swung back in my favor because so a few things. So Sesko, his wage demands are annoying Arsenal. Yeah. Arsenal are struggling to agree a fee that they deem acceptable with RB Leipzig. His agent is pushing, well, it's best to say his camp is pushing for there to be a release clause in his contract, which to me signifies, that you're trying to use Arsenal as a stepping stone. That's what it signifies to me, because who moves to Arsenal and wants a release clause in their contract?
Yeah, we don't do release clauses at Liverpool either.
Because you're Liverpool.
Yeah.
Like you don't like, unless you're like, for example, you're Barcelona and you've got Yamal, and it's like we want to ensure that everybody stays away from Yamal. Cool, 1 billion release clause. Then cool, I understand that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like if Arsenal gave Saka a new contract and was like, yeah, cool, 500 million release clause, I would understand that, because that's there as a deterrent. That's there as like, we're showing the world that this is the kind of money that you need to front if you want to get this player. That's different. But man, Sesko thinks that he can come into Arsenal and demand a release clause in his contract. What?
All right, I'm gonna play the other side here, devil's advocate. Could he potentially be doing that to protect himself, in the sense of he might come to Arsenal, things might not go well, and rather than him being priced out of moving away, which would be beneficial to him and the club, he has a release clause that suggests in 2 years' time, if it's not working, he can move on. Arsenal can move him on, get a certain amount of money, and everyone's happy.
I understand that from a personal perspective. I understand that, because like, yeah, cool, I'm going to X club. You know, I don't know if I'll fit in. I don't know if I'll be of the level. Like, things could go wrong, things could go south. I completely understand that. But from the club's perspective, you're not going to do that.
Yeah.
You're not going to do that. What? So what? Okay, cool, Sesko. Yeah, let's put 100 million release clause in your contract. Let's do that. Cool. 100 million pounds. Cool. Boom. Done. What if he goes and scores 50 goals next season? Then it's like, oh, Real Madrid. Oh, bro.
Yeah.
He scored like 25 goals in the Prem alone and 50 across all comps.
Yeah, it's
you know what, 100 million. Do you know what? Let's just slap the release clause.
Yeah.
He's not going to say no to going to Madrid. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it puts the club in a very, I would think that would be, in my opinion, that'd be stupid.
I hear
from
it.
the club perspective.
No, I hear it, and I agree. So you think it'll be Gyokeres?
I think it'll be Gyokeres. Yeah, and look, Gyokeres wants to move to Arsenal, and he wants less money than Sesko. He wants less money. He said, Nah, Bun United. My priority is Arsenal. Juve. Nah, Bun Newman as well. Arsenal's my priority. Like, I'm sorry, it comes to a point, yeah, where a player is doing all the right things, yeah, to show that, like, that's where he wants to be.
Yeah.
So, and I feel like, because there has been reports coming out that say Arteta's like, yo, he's like, whoa, like, you really want to come? Okay, I like, because Arteta's big on that.
Yeah.
Arteta's big on players wanting to be at Arsenal. He's big on that. So it's now starting to make more financial sense. I'm pretty like just how Arteta has a preference. His preference is Sesko. Gyokeres is probably his number 2. So cool. Like I'm getting a bagsman anyway. Like I think we'll go and get this over the line. Personally, like we don't have any. There's no challenge.
It doesn't seem that way.
There's no challenge. It's just like, yeah, cool. All we have to do is apparently we're going to be submitting. That's what at least the reports coming out from Portugal is we're going to be submitting a bid to Sporting for Gyokeres. So it's just about do they accept? And I'm pretty sure if they accept, you'll just see it escalate. I believe
so.
Quickly. And just to go to Grayso Jr.'s comment, he wants 130k. 130k is he's agreed personal terms already. 130k around that margin. So 130k for Gyokeres.
Are you worried any of the other teams might come in for him, like a Liverpool or a Newcastle or anyone else?
No, not at all. Like he wants to go Arsenal. Like Arsenal's his priority. Do you know what I mean? Like it's like cool. Like when it comes to clubs like Liverpool, Man City, we're all kind of in and around the same sort of level when it comes to like ability to pull a player. Do you get what I'm saying? Like a player is not gonna be like, Arsenal want me. Liverpool have come in. I'm not going to go to Arsenal anymore, or vice versa. Like, Liverpool. Like, for example, Wirtz is not like, I'm going Liverpool, and then Arsenal try coming up. I mean, I'm not going to turn down Liverpool to go. Like, it's all much of a muchness in it. Like, the only real difference between my club and your club, which oddly enough has never stopped me from signing players before in the past, is you've won majors a lot, like in a shorter time frame than what I have. From now, so that's really the only difference. Outside of that, like, what's the deal? Like, do you know what I mean? I could say, but a foreign player would rather go London than Liverpool,
maybe,
or Manchester. Do you know what I mean? It's the capital of like. Do you know what I mean? Like, or Arsenal can actually pay more wages than Liverpool. I'm not sure about Man City because they're like when it comes to money, they just don't seem to care, but. I can definitely pay more wages than Liverpool. So it's all much of a muchness in it. And I don't even think that you guys want Gyokeres.
Doesn't seem like it. I think if we wanted him, I think we would have gone in for him by now, personally.
You need more of a... That's why I feel like you want Isak. Because Isak is like... He's a goal scorer, but he's a facilitator as well.
He does both. He does both.
He does both. Like Gyokeres can facilitate, but it's not what you know him for. You know him for like, I just put the ball in the back of the net. Whereas you already have somebody that does that. Like you have Salah who puts up the numbers. So it's like, cool. What Isak will do is get Salah more numbers while also contributing high numbers himself. Well, Isak, whoever's on your left wing as well, he'll get them numbers as well. So I don't think you would go in for a Gyokeres. I think for you, it's Isak or Ekitike.
It seems like him. We will see, though. We will see. Hooks, obviously, I'm going to be on your channel in the next, 5 minutes. So, people, make sure you stay here. You'll be redirected to Hooks' channel. Before I let you go, bro, yes or no? Will you sign a striker this summer?
Yes.
Will you sign a left winger?
Yes.
You've already signed a centre midfielder. Do you think you'll sign another centre midfielder?
Nah, that one's harder. I'll go yes.
Do you think you'll sign a defender?
Yes.
So you think you'll get all your targets then?
Yeah, I'm confident. Like I said this early on. I think I said it before the window started. There's no way on this God's green earth Berta agrees to join Arsenal if he can't spend money.
First. We will see. Well, people, that wraps up Transfer Target Talk. Big up to Hooks. As I said, the link to his channel is in the title, so make sure you go and subscribe. Stay here. You'll be redirected over to his channel where I'll be over there in less than 5 minutes. And look, throughout the week, we'll have other fans from other clubs speaking about their transfer targets and their summer window as well. Hooks, always a pleasure, my bro. Thanks for coming on Kopish. I told you I'd get you on.
Thanks for the call up, man. You know, it's always good. You know, you feel like you're doing good in your league. You're just waiting for your international team to like call you up to get onto the big stage, and you know, you came off the bench. You know, hopefully I scored a goal on my international debut. Yeah, so yeah, look forward to many more. You know what I'm saying? Big up the community and all of that. Like and subscribe.
Big up, man. Big up, people. Make sure you stay over here, redirected over to Hooks, and then we'll be live later for the Monday Night Live show. Big up to everyone who's watched, listened. Make sure you smash that like button. See you in a bit, people. Take care.